Okay, question 8 then of the chemistry paper 2024, the higher paper. And so we've got a question here about bonding. So we've got silicon tetrachloride. It's a simple molecular covalent compound. We are told it's got one silicon atom and 4 chlorine atoms, and they've kindly told us how many outer electrons they've each got as well. So we have to draw a dot and cross diagram. So we're going to have silicon in the center, and we know it's got 4 outer electrons, and then chlorine So you're going to get 1 mark for having 4 bonding pairs, 1 mark for the rest of the molecule being correct. You only need to draw the outer shells. Okay, this is another common area of mistakes here from a lot of chemistry students. Explain why simple molecular covalent compounds such as silicon tetrachloride have low melting and boiling points. 1 mark for there are weak intermolecular forces. Okay, and then the second mark, there is not much energy needed to separate them. So remember, on melting point and boiling point questions, you should be talking about how much energy is needed, and then that relates to the melting point being high or low. Okay, here we have a lovely bit of rubidium bromide showing a nice ionic lattice. Which row shows the most likely melting point and boiling point of rubidium bromide? Well, we're looking at really high melting and boiling points, and needs to be high for both of them, so D for our answer here. And then we have a classic 6-mark question comparing diamond and graphite. So we've got some diagrams showing how the atoms are arranged, a little bit of information talking about some of the properties of them. We have to explain, in terms of structure and bonding, these properties of diamond and graphite. So we've got 3 things to talk about. Diamond being hard, therefore using cutting tools. Graphite being soft and flaky. Diamond being a poor electrical conductor. Graphite being a good electrical conductor. So you should really be referring to all 3 of those sections. So how are the marks awarded? I'm going to break it down into those 3 different sections. So I'm going to start with hardness. Diamond has strong covalent bonds. Between all carbon atoms. It is a 3D lattice or giant structure. Lots of energy needed to break the bonds. So that's why diamond is so hard. Graphite, though, graphite has strong covalent bonds between the atoms, but weak forces between the layers. So it is soft and flaky. The layers can slide. So there's my stuff on hardness. So I've talked about that bit and that bit already. I can then move on to talk about electrical conductivity. So for diamond, all electrons are involved in bonding. There are no free electrons. Therefore, diamond does not conduct. In graphite, each carbon is joined to 3 others. So there are free electrons. You could use the word delocalized electrons there. So the delocalized electrons are free to move, so therefore it conducts electricity, or it carries a current. So how are the marks awarded? So the key thing, if we're aiming for 6 out of 6, and this is what the mark scheme says to do, explains fully the 3 properties using the structure and bonding of both diamond and graphite. So we talked about the hardness of diamond, we talked about the soft and flakiness of graphite, we talked about electrical conductivity of both of them. There's question 8.